Taliya, good morning. Thank you very much for your invitation to Tatarstan. It was very nice to be here as a result of the 2019-2020. Tatarstan occupies a very important position. Tatarstan, top 5 most comfortable places to live in Russia, top 3 in the investment potential. So what role does your agency play in development of the strategy of the Republic, and what are the further plans how to make Tatarstan more attractive for investments? Hello there, Daria. I'm very happy that you find time to visit us. Tatarstan, Kazan is my native city. I was born here, and that is why my attitude to Kazan is quite subjective. But the ratings which you have just named, they are objective. And many other ratings, international ratings, Russian Federation ratings, and our republic and our capital place, these ratings place capital in quite a high place. And it is explained by quite a number of issues, not just one factor, no. But let me name just five. What are 5 most important factors of success? Well, it's clear that in our country, economy is not evenly successful everywhere, equally successful, and Tatarstan is a donor for the Russian economy. A lot of regions are subsidized from the federal budget, and you can easily lose this position of being a financial dollar for the country. And now in our republic, we have reputation of the innovative region, and President of Republic Tatarstan Rustam Minikhanov is head of the Association of the Innovation Regions and Russian Federations, which again proves our orientation on the innovations. What is innovation? Innovation is something which we make new innovative decisions. So we will, for example, we use one way when you go to work, and then you use the other way. When you start doing new things, when you do things the same way all the time, you lose interest to innovations. In Tatarstan, everything in government and the mentality and everything is about innovations. So innovations, it's about not being afraid of making mistakes. So for example, Universiada, which we hosted, first time when we bid it, we lost. But we were not afraid to do it again and to take part in the competition to win this privilege. So you can make mistakes. You learn from your mistakes, and this is the principal work of Silicon Valley in California. In Tatarstan works very well because Tatarstan borrows a lot of foreign experience. If you come back to these 5 things, so probably first is the culture of innovations. You mustn't be afraid of making mistakes. And we are a donor region, and these innovations help us to stay competitive and to produce competitive products. We export it not only in Russia but also outside of Russia. Made in Tatarstan brand is recognized. It's all made by people, and the power of Tatarstan, of course, strength of Tatarstan, of course, in its people. We have more than 50 universities, private and public, and of course it's all connected with a lot of companies. When Soviet Union collapsed, we lost a lot in our education, and Tatarstan is advanced in this area. We hosted the World Skills Championship here, and Tatarstan had the privilege of hosting this competition. It's very difficult, indicative. The blue-collar professions, they are the basis of our economy. And we have 48% in our structure of our economy. It's industry. So we are industrial region. And I have to say more about training our people, training our professionals. It's important. The fourth, what helps us to stay afloat. It's the infrastructure which we have created. So we have 2 international airports, we have regional airports, we have good hierarchy infrastructural basis. If we talk about this, and of course possibilities for small and medium business. I think it is very important because Russian economy is characterized by we have a lot of big companies, we have groups of big companies, and the share of small business isn't very big. And in Tatarstan, the share of small business is 26%. It's more than in the country, in Russia. Yes, it's not as much as in many European countries, but we are on this way. And for small and medium business, and we have a lot of instruments to stimulate them. Yes, we do have a lot of instruments, and your region has a very good starting point. Had very good starting points. You have history, you have people, you have infrastructure, special. So why do you need event industry, event hosting industry? Maybe you can concentrate on something different. Why does your region attract sport events, business events, forums? Well, in this sense, we pursue different goals. Well, if we have big events, for example, big international events, for example, the water sports championship, which we had in Kazan very successfully, and the FINA recognized it as one of the most efficient and one of the best events. Thanks to this event, I work in investment and I attract private money into our economy. Nobody will ever invest into unknown territory. It's impossible. People invest into somewhere into the brands of territories which are recognizable, which are well known. It's exactly as like, for example, we do something, we go to the consumer level. When we buy something which we know, the brands which we understand. It's hardly possible that you buy something really unknown. Same with investments. People invest into well-known territories. And in this way, we have to raise the recognizability of Tatarstan. It can be touristic trend connected with direct flights from Tatarstan. We have general consulates of different countries, and we have opened more and more of them. Cultural exchanges, educational exchanges. We send and accept students. People get to know each other. When people create and grow business, they organize joint ventures in different countries, and they are, as I said, educational tourist trends. And the territory must be recognizable. And that's what we do. That's how we develop our foreign relationship. What is international event? It's mass media. We host a lot of mass media. They talk about us, and for us, it's getting to the bigger audience. Because if you do it just with only one media, it's very expensive. But we kill a lot of birds with one stone. It's media coverage. Then we keep busy our small and medium business. We keep busy our exposition sites. We give a lot of jobs to people who work in this industry, who work in these events. We give work to a huge number of people, for hosts, for artists, because we conduct some cultural events. We increase the traffic people to museums, for example. And of course, it is possibility for us, for our experts and specialists, to meet their colleagues and to establish more ties and connections. Because when we had this World Skills Championship, for example, you have the turner, the worker, but a plumber, for example. So plumber, even the rich, will never come to one place. And you see that and these plumbers and other workers, they share their experience, and he increases his competencies. So you see, this is the work for people who here. It's a possibility to sign new contracts, to find new partners. It's possibility to develop a lot of interesting trends, and you can recognize your territory, and it definitely impacts our investment attractiveness. So if you make decision to conduct some event in Tatarstan, where these people or companies should go talk to whom, and do you have any kind of support measures for those who are interested to work in Tatarstan? Our agency, which I'm head of, is in the government. I am a member of the government, and we organize Convention Bureau. And as you know, the Convention Bureau is quite an old instrument. It has been around for hundreds of years. And unfortunately, in Russia, we don't have a lot of convention bureaus. Yes, we have not a lot of these convention bureaus, and this is the signal. And this is the signal for the regions of Russian Federation, for our colleagues who try to develop their regions. Well, Convention Bureau every destination should have Convention Bureau. We organize this bureau in our agency, which I am head of, and for the 3 years since its organization, we have got very good suppliers of different services, providers of different providers. We already got the chance to host very important events, and I have to say that when we announced some kind of event, and you are in partnership with the government, of course you get some discounts. Our contracts are long-term contracts with transportation companies, with air companies, which give us discounts for the airfare tickets. And we have contracts, long-term contracts with the hotel. So it's a possibility to conduct event cheaper, and of course with a better quality, because if we start participating in it, we just can recommend some speakers, we can show something from our republic, because in Tatarstan, for example, you want to organize some event about amber, for example. We don't have amber here. It's not our domain. We have to conduct something which we know about, which we have something. We have to show that locally here we have some interesting things. Organizers come to your convention bureau, you help them to fill the papers, you help them to find subcontractors. But what about financial support? Can you provide some financial support, or you provide support through special conditions, privilege conditions, or some discounts? Everything is possible. I don't have this categories: possible, impossible. If you have to do it, you have to do it. So what is financial support? So this is paying for some something for the budget of this event. The sources of this finance, first of all, it's budget. So of course we have to have tender. And you have to understand this, because as the system works of the government procurement in our country is built up in a way that it is it's more about price than about quality. So in order to decrease efficiency of spending government money, sometimes quality is sacrificed. So the same video, for example, for some event can be made technologically with the great technologies, with the graphic design, and it will cost one sum of money. But you can make it through your smartphone. It will be still video, but it will be dirt cheap. And the tender government procurement is has focused the decrease of price. So sometimes spending government money, sometimes it's not efficient in terms of quality. So, but we do spend money from the budget, but we usually try to use sponsors' money and local partners where you can organize some kind of a barter exchange. And yes, it is support. And yes, it is possible. It's just a matter of negotiations, agreements, and what level this event is. Because if it is just a small little happening, family level, it's one solution. But if it's big international exhibition, I don't know, the best gadgets or devices or something like that. And yes, it is very interesting because we are interested in our own companies, for example, the meters for the utility companies. If we talk about event market, event hosting market, so what is it? And what kind of companies work in this area, how professional they are, and is it possible for some company from other region from Russia enter your market with the events which are hosted in Tatarstan? Yeah, you can get here, but the issue is, so we talk about people who want to make money. They, not priority is to have high quality service provide, make money. Well, you have to understand it. Well, we do it actually. We do invite companies from the other regions from Russia. And some of these companies repeatedly come here and win tenders because it's if we don't have these competences here locally. But we do have a pool, a number of reliable contractors, and we as a government institution believe that you have to grow up your own subcontractors, your own professionals, and it's better have your own companies which are able to learn and grow professionally, and they can go out of Tatarstan and work there. So this is the way. So this is probably one of the things for Convention Bureau. Next question is pandemic. So it's global thing. So what do you think is happening on this market in Tatarstan? Now it's August, September. What's going to happen? Will it shrink? Will the new players come? Did you learn any lessons? What maybe it gave new impetus, a new impulse to develop? The global trend is getting online. Yes, of course it impacted us, but I believe that this online events are very widespread. If we come back to offline, so some of the events will be still online, and there will be a combination of both, because not on every event, so we had some applications. Now everybody, even in the small events, have technology to organize everything. Yes, the pandemic impacted us, but I believe it was a positive impact.
When you organize an online event, it's important the width of the coverage, because in online we will always have more people. We can never have the same amount of people watching us offline. Thus, it's important for us to think about the type of the audience that we are organizing event for. Obviously, talking about the trend of various exhibits, it's obviously one story here is about the online, the second story is about the width of the spectators. The next thing is the quality of experts and the events, because when you have thousands of events and all of them are online or offline, you can think that I can go visit an online event in Las Vegas, or will I go to an online event in Tatarstan? Where will I choose to go and why? It means that the quality towards the events and the experts is growing at the market. In that sense, Republic is capable of using that for themselves, and 100% Tatarstan is about this. We are a pilot region in many things. They are asking us how is this or that is organized. They can come and listen to Tatar diaspora, to our foreign representative offices internationally, and then that's the first thing that we are making this happen first. In this sense, Tatarstan never tried this. People in Russia, few of them have done this. So this is a step forward. You want to be innovative.